beyond this physical realm, one will have left his or her traces, and that is then what we call leading to what most people understand to know as legacy. Hey, welcome back, Inner Wealth Champions. You're checked in with Ameer Naseer. And before we get started with today's video, Inner Wealth Champions, as always, I wish you all inner wealth, which we know is the overall state of our holistic health. And so today's video would be a very simple video. Today's video was actually inspired by an encounter I had maybe a couple weeks ago, and so I've been meaning to produce this video for a while now. And so a couple weeks ago, I was at the barbershop, I was getting a haircut, and I remember, I met a man there who was 93 years young. He was 93 years young, and just speaking with him and engaging with him, it aligned with, where I am currently in life and where I'm going. It aligned with my philosophy about, life, about wellness, about self-preservation, self-love, self-respect, the whole 9 yards. And it just really caused for a reflection period. And it inspired me because I truly emphasize this in my interactions and engagements with many people. And the point of today's video is just to emphasize the importance of experiencing the natural cycles of life, not rushing, and being present in the moment. And so when we're present in the moment, you're able to enjoy the full experience of life. You're able to enjoy the highest of highs. You may experience the lowest of lows, the in-between. You're able to look up and see who's actually in front of you. Where are you? What is your immediate environment? What might be an external environment? What might be an adjacent environment, right? Being present in the moment, you'll be able to identify opportunities that otherwise would not have been identified if your head was down, or if you were plugged into a different program, or if you are too concerned with what's to come, or too concerned with what has already occurred, rather than being present in the moment. And so when I spoke with this man, I was very inspired, because it is clear that he prioritized himself throughout his lifetime to achieve and reach the young age of 93. It is very clear that he nourished his mind, body, soul, and spirit, that he preserved his mind, he preserved his body, his temple, and that he fed his mind, body, soul, and spirit life-generating nutrients, affirmations, words, experiences, because it is a holistic process. It is a holistic acquiring of information, whether it's from yourself, whether it's from God, whether it's from nutrients, whether it's from your immediate environment, external environment, whether it's from your lifestyle habits. Everything we do, touch, say, think, etc. is all information for the well-being of our internal man or internal woman, if you are a woman. And so it is all essential for the overall well-being of our mind, body, soul, and spirit. So we're constantly engaging and receiving information daily through all of our interactions, experiences, learning moments, lessons, etc. And so again, I just want to really emphasize the importance of staying present in the moment, not rushing life, really enjoying the natural cycles of life. Even if the present moment in life, it may be somewhere where you physically may not want to be, maybe somewhere where you mentally don't want to be, or maybe somewhere where you professionally don't want to be, or maybe personally you just expect things to be arranged differently. It is still important at every moment in our life to remain present. It is important to truly look up and smell the roses, not only figuratively, but literally. One second. It is important to unplug from different external programs, unplug from anything that is feeding external information or information that is not true. So for example, unplug from the excessive use of music with lyrics and words that have negative affirmations and that affect the subconscious mind by plugging and inserting into you degenerative, realities or lyrics or energies, right? You unplugging from social media. This is a huge one, and most likely will make another video about this. Make another video solely about this, but for the time being, I won't. But I still want to emphasize the importance of unplugging from social media in these platforms, whether it's Twitter or Threads or Instagram or, these days they have new platforms and apps that I'm not privy to because I have been off social media for quite some time now. And so just unplugging from, again, the chaos, the noise, and just plugging into you, plugging into God, plugging into yourself. That is the real you. That is the true inner voice that you want to hear at every stage of your life. And so hearing that voice at every stage of your life, in every moment, and enjoying the natural cycles of life, you will enjoy life full out. But you will not enjoy life full out. You will not take advantage of opportunities they could be literally, flashing extremely bright in front of you, but a distracted mind, body, soul, and spirit is unable to perceive within his or her current state of reality and perceive outwardly opportunities that are meant to be attracted and then executed upon, right? And so again, I just can't emphasize this enough. This is not meant to be a long video, but I truly wanted to talk about just the importance of being present in the moment and truly engaging with oneself. And this is very crucial in terms of one's healing journey within. So in order to heal within, you must be present in the moment. In order to heal from within, you have to unplug from external markers of false information, of false realities, of external validation. True healing comes from really prioritizing your inner voice, your inner spirit, your inner world. True healing within is always going to be associated with only prioritizing internal validation over external validation. And so again, this requires an unplugging from the matrix. This requires an unplugging from external false realities and prioritization of going within oneself, of doing the mirror work, right? Doing the shadow work, right? Facing oneself that is inclusive of the good, the bad, the in-between, the highs, the wins, the successes, the lows, the lessons, the plight. And so it's all encompassing, it's all inclusive, right? And so again, going within requires an unplugging. It requires being present in the moment. And when we're present in the moment, we are able to expand upon a reality, living in an existence that is not only true to ourselves, but because of the self-realization leads to the self-actualization of one's divine purpose. And so, again, just keep in mind, this man that I met, he was 93 years young, and that just puts a lot into perspective as someone, I'm still in my 20s. And so, between now and then, that's still, while life is short and goes quick, however, that is still just an amazing and abundant amount of years that, lay ahead, right? And so don't spend these years wasting time on anything or anyone outside of self that doesn't align with yourself and who you are. Don't waste your years comparing yourself to others. Stay true to who you are. Stay true to your journey, and everything else will unfold how it's supposed to in due time. Enjoy each moment, each season of life, each phase of life, each cycle of life, each growth period, each period of lessons to be learned, because as we continue to progress, it is these experiences, all encompassing, that continue to compound upon each other, that continue to fine tune our purpose for being here, not only as we move forward, but even as we reflect in hindsight. And so, wellness, long-term thinking, longevity, to conceive and to be en route to achieving such an age as the one I mentioned, that the man was, whom I met weeks ago, who was 93 years young, it requires excellent regulation of one's mental health, psychological health, spiritual health, physical health. It requires excellent regulation of one's nervous system. And so this regulation requires us to be present in the moment and to look up and just remember the art of living, the art of what it means to be human, right? Because we really are not humans, for those who know. And while we're navigating this experience, truly smelling the roses figuratively and literally. So I can't emphasize that enough, so I won't go on beyond this video, because I know my audience is very intelligent, so I'm sure you'll all get the point I'm making and receive the, divine message that I am, exuding through this video. And that is, remember to run your own race. Align yourself with who you are first and foremost. Align yourself with your true calling, your true purpose, your divine purpose. Prioritize healing within. Never start with healing externally. Healing within, because the unseen realities influence the seen realities. Everything is spiritual before it becomes a physical phenomenon. And so it's really important to prioritize the healing within. Hence why I always emphasize inner wealth. This is my lifelong movement. I will always be an advocate, champion for inner wealth until I am no longer physically here on Mother Earth, and even beyond, because this is something that is so universal. Inner wealth is something that is accessible when we prioritize healing within. And then what it leads to is optimal brain health, which is connected to our spirit. Our spirit and mind are not separate. They should not be compartmentalized into these distinct entities. The spirit and the mind work synergistically. They work together. They are interconnected. And so with achieving this optimal brain health as a result of going within, healing within, and realizing one's inner wealth, we then are able to continue to not only obtain, but even maintain and sustain optimal holistic health, right? And so this encompasses the mind, body, soul, and spirit. And in encompassing the mind, body, soul, and spirit, remaining present, unplugging from the matrix, plugging into oneself, right? And being able to remain present in the moment, to enjoy and experience the natural cycles of life, naturally lead to this linkage between the self-realization and the self-actualization, which then combines to complete one's divine purpose here on earth. And once that occurs, when one leaves beyond this physical realm, one will have left his or her traces, and that is then what we call leading to what most people understand to know as legacy. But beyond that, just the spiritual results of this are far beyond what the human mind can even conceive, because we know, again, what we do now in this lifetime not only affects, our overall spiritual health, but it also sets an expectation and a vision for those who are following us. And so again, just to bring it back into the original point of this video, remain present, stop rushing. You're doing an excellent job. Don't look left, don't look right. Keep your eyes on the prize. Keep your eyes on God, keep your eyes on yourself. Always prioritize going within. The answers are already within you. You already know the answer, so continue to do the work within, and everything else will not only unfold, but also attract. Everything else will unfold, and you will also attract everything that is meant for you in your life's journey, in your life's path. this moment in time. So again, inner wealth champions, I appreciate you all for checking in with me in today's video. And as always, I wish you all inner wealth, which you know is the overall state of our holistic health. Peace.